What's that thing? Is that mine? It can't be. I think I'm gonna need someone to join before I understand if, what's that thing for? At least 1 minute of videos need to start. Oh, highlight, it's a highlight reel. That's cool. Oh, no. Okay, so I gotta get rid of that. Oh. Alright, let's see if this thing will hold up. Ooh, I really hope that doesn't fall. Okay, so let's see. Well, anyways, I assume that I'll be able to save this on the site. So even though there's no one here at this moment, I will say that all I'm doing right now, and the reason I thought I would go live, is because it's not really as interesting to make a video about it. But if I'm going to be doing like splitting some of the plants into smaller pots, then I figured, hey, I may as well do it on camera. And if anyone does jump in and have some sort of question, chat, anything they want to get off their chest, Jimmy Hoffa location, who did what, then by all means we could certainly cross that bridge. Bridge. Jimmy Hoffa's probably in a bridge as we speak. Anyways, what I did recently was I went and just got a bunch of little tiny plants that were on sale. These ones were $6. Now, I will say I selected ones with massive runners. So each of these 2 pots had 2 or 3 big long strands. So I ended up cutting those, and I got probably about 15 cuttings that I have sitting in water right now. So hopefully they'll root out, and then I'll be able to pot those into soil as well. Some of the plants that I still have to look up a little bit were $3. These were $6. And the plan is that inside this 6, not only did I get a whole bunch of cuttings, but I'm also looking to split this because there's, 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 individual plants, maybe 3 individual plants in here that I want to split, end up putting in little pots like these, and then selling at a Christmas market for a little bit of a profit, right? So I'm going to be doing these pothos plants as well as this thing. I thought this was one too, but this is actually called Nephlitis. Nephthetis. And so again, in here there is a plethora of Nephthetis to split and look to be able to sell. Now, I think I pretty much have a kind of a cap on what I can charge for these little plants, and I'm kind of basing that on going to other places, the supermarket, the nursery, that have pre-potted plants, not these little plastic ones, but that are nicely in some sort of ceramic pot. They're usually going for around $9, $10, right? So I'm going to be charging a little bit less, but what I'm looking to do is kind of either plant them directly into the pot, possibly, or getting them into whatever, a plastic pot that will fit as an insert. What else did I want to say here? And because of that, so because of that, you really do have to kind of be aware of how much I'm spending on goods like plants and pots and soil versus what I would be able to, command at market. And so one of the benefits is that I did find at the Dollarama 3 pots, little terracotta pots, 3 pots for $2, not bad. And then also at the nursery, they had these really nice glazed pots, $4, but these were all 60% off. So that means that they were only $1.60, right? It was $2.40 off per pot. So I was able to get these $1.60. Things like the inserts I can just get for free at the nursery because they have a big recycle bin that anybody can search through for. And then of course the plants, as I split them, I'll be able to figure out the cost more. So if this is a $6 plant and I split it into 3, we can say, okay, well, $2 per plant. But really, as long as those rootings take place, or take effect, and I'm able to put those up as well, then we actually have way, way more. So for $6, I maybe had 4 and 10, so maybe 14 for $6. In which case I can say, yeah, the plant itself, very, very low cost. Pot, low cost. Soil, that's the only one that's maybe a little bit questionable. But for what? That's an $8 bag of soil, and I'm using a cup of it, right? So all in all, I can say maybe the cost per finished item is maybe about $3, and I'm looking to sell somewhere in the 5 to 8 range, I think. Someone did give me a really, really good kind of bit of an idea. Was because it's a Christmas market, they're saying, hey, you know what? Don't just pot them up, but put out a little ribbon, tie a candy cane on there, just kind of increase the what do you call it? The curb appeal, if you will, right? Christmas market, Christmas items. So the other thing I plan to do is kind of come up with some things and really market them as, gift for your teacher for the end of the term, right? So, a lot of kids, especially in elementary school, go to school, and, those teachers, a lot of kids, especially in elementary school, go to school. Yeah, that was exactly what I meant to say. Anyways, they usually have this thing, of course, in December, right before Christmas break. A lot of times the kids are giving gifts, and those teachers are leaving class with probably 30 Tim Hortons cards. So little potted plant, I should say, that can maybe sit on their desk for all of second term. Maybe a nice little thing to spruce up the classroom, right? So I'm going to leave the nephrolith for a bit. I'm going to work on my pothos. Okay, so what are we doing? Pothos are going to be in small pots, so I'm either going to put them in these glazed pots or these pots. So they are going to be tiny. Let's get one of these things going. And because of that, I need a smaller insert too, right? Which is cool and copacetic. But yeah, look at that. It's even got a drainage hole. I bet you I can make a pinhole camera with that. Anyways, here we have, and you know what? I know that I see people on, but if anybody's texting or commenting or messaging, questions, anything like that, I don't really know where to look for them, so I can't see them pop on my screen. Like, all messages are visible. Live chat. I don't know. Welcome to live chat. Remember? Okay, so I may have just turned on the ability to comment. So if you do have a question, by all means, go ahead. Other than that, I've got ready to go my trusty knife. Actually, it's not. I just got it at the dollar store the other day. And I also have some rooting hormone. And part of the reason for that is, yes, these are established plants, but you can still use rooting hormone on them. And again, because I'm trying to really get these things going for 1 month from now, I do want them to kind of get a little bit of a head start on establishing that root system in the soil so that they have a really, really nice, strong base that they're holding on to. I don't want someone to buy it and then the plant just like flop over flaccid, right? So I'm going to add a little bit of that as well. So what am I using for soil? I just got oh my God. I don't care about the brand really, but I just wanted to get an indoor plant potting mix. It's going to have a little bit of help for them in the NPK. So these are all percentage, right? So, it's 0.07% nitrogen, for example, right? So you're giving a little bit of food in there for El Plantos. Now, normally, I would like to wet my soil, like give it a little bit of a drink. I'm not going to do that today, only because, one, it's raining, so I think drizzling. So I do think that they are, as I plant them up, they'll probably get like a little bit of a top surface. But the other thing is that I'm probably just going to end up giving them a nice water after everything's done. Okay, so I'm going to figure out what I'm going to use after I get these out. So again, these are pothos. Let's and look at this. See, the roots are coming right out the bottom. So they're obviously, dying for a bigger container. I always like to unravel and try to get as much of the roots out without, massacring or cutting. I like to kind of weave or tease roots apart. I don't like cutting straight through things. I think it's just less stressful for the plant. And this is not just for houseplants that I'm talking about. I do this in the garden as well. So like if I'm splitting hostas or what else did I do it with recently? I said it was something. What was it? Can't remember. Anyways, look at that. I undid the bottoms and they are sliding out nicely. But look at this guy. Jesus, he's just like, there is no soil in there. He is all roots. It's like eating up every possible nutrient. So we'll get one out. May as well get them both out at the same time. This one not as bad. And then we can kind of see what we got here. And again, I just want to give them as least stress, so I don't want to rip them out by the things, but kind of push in a little bit, just create some air, loosen that roots or soil that are kind of perhaps stuck to the inside of the container. And yeah, see, another root-bound dude. All right, we don't need those. So, wet the whistle. Yeah, again, I really would have liked to have watered these, and I probably really should have. But here we are, and unless I just go put it in the puddle for a bit, but I'm not going to, because the other thing too is I want to ensure that there's really nothing that I'm bringing into the house or putting into other people's homes, right? So you know what? This one time we bought this cat grass. Is that what it's called? Not like catnip, but just cat grass. Just like, it's wheatgrass that cats chew on. It's good for their digestion. We bought a pot of this at like the supermarket. We're just walking down the aisle and there it is, sold. It's already like in a pot. It's got, nice long blades of grass for the cat. So we bought it. We come home and we get it in there and it's in our house. And then we have like these gnats. And I'm just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, at first we thought they were kind of fruit flies, and we're like, "What is the compost? We haven't taken the compost out. What's going on?" No, it was all coming from the cat grass. And again, we just got this friggin' thing that was probably put together in some plant mill, and it's like a puppy mill, but it's for plants. And geez, I like that joke, but I also really feel bad for the puppies. Okay. Look at this, I'm working like an idiot on this, and the whole thing, it's a dead one, right? I was wasting my time. Jesus Christ, Mike. So, so that's the other thing too, is you want to make sure that you are not bringing something, detrimental into your house that's carrying parasites or eggs, right? And so one thing we can do by that is by, one, making sure that we're using what's called, like, I think, a soil-less planting mixture. So this is probably, by looking at it, this has got some coconut coir. So on its own, I'm actually really happy with this stuff that I got. And again, this is not from a supermarket. This is from a proper nursery. So of course it is done well. But same thing here. This Falford is, it's going to be either coconut coir or peat. I really don't like using peat because it's an environmental nightmare in that the peat industry is just, taking so much out of the earth, and it does take a long time to replenish those things. So, you know what, I'm just gonna pause. I realized one of the reasons why I'm having so much trouble right now to tease these away is that even though on the surface it looked like there was just 4 individual plants, the individual plants have also rooted elsewhere. So that's one of the things that a lot of these really fast propagation plants like the pothos does, is it'll have its main root, but then if this here is, you can see it right there, touching the soil, then that can shoot out roots. And again, it's just ensuring that it's getting more nutrients, better access to moisture. But it also means that it's a little tricky to separate. But that's okay, because I'm not in a rush. Well, I kind of am. We have Thanksgiving dinner at like 5, but whatever. In case you didn't know, in Canada, this weekend is Thanksgiving. So I went fishing this morning. We thought we would get some like Thanksgiving fish, but yeah, we didn't catch anything. It was like, my son was gutted. But it's still a friggin' grand exercise in bonding, in getting some fresh air. Okay, I think I got something here. I think I separated. You also got to watch sometimes the leaves are, look at that. That root is going from one plant to another. So that I might have to cut. Anyways. How about you guys? I don't know if you guys can comment or not. I really am new to this Oh, there we go. There's one out, right? So there we got one. And after we get the first one out, I bet you things will go quicker. But I do have this one root that's going from one plant to another. So we'll have a little surgery-durgery. Got them down. Oh, but you know what? That's... Are you watching from Canada? Are you watching from the US? Are you watching from New Zealand? Come on, buddy. You can do it. There you go. And then that is one plant. Even though this is a really good runner. So actually, I might keep this one at home because that looks like it's going to give me a lot more sideways growth. All right. So, all right, let me check here and see if, yeah, I still don't know if you're able to chat. I'm still so brand new to this. These guys, let's see. So yeah, I got these guys. Aren't these cute, man? These are like, you know, like shot glasses. But the nursery, at the end of the driveway, they have these big bins, and you can get like small pots, medium pots, big pots, hanging baskets. So there, don't buy pots, go find something. And then I just give them a little bit of a wash, right? So I think that's going to be far too root bound. Don't like that. So I think I might actually just go direct into the pot, these guys. In which case... hamper down. There we go. Watching from Pennsylvania. Oh, hey. Hi, Greg. How's it going? Good old Nikolai. I hope he's having a good one. And you have your Canadian connection, of course, with Chef. So you guys must be having some turkey or something this weekend, no? I might have wanted to have less of that in there. I might be regretting my choice here. I think that's actually a pretty big... Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be very happy in that. All right, hold on. I didn't realize you were Pennsylvania. That's cool. Again, these were obviously someone's Swiss chard. All right, here we go. So we got that tamped down. We'll get you in there. Just gonna kind of wrap the roots around, just so that they can, you know, get some space going forward, so that they're spread out, because they were really root bound before. And then we'll get some of the soil back in. Again, I was pretty happy with this. This is really actually good potting mix from the nursery. So I'm gonna just kind of get that back in there a little bit. I'm gonna add some of mine, just because mine has the nutrients. It's got the fresh NPK, whereas some of this potting mix, you know, has probably been a little bit spent from the plants already taking nutrients up through their root systems. Sometimes you get really big twigs. You know, overall, it's good. Like if you're dealing with a big pot, I'd probably leave this in there, because it is going to break down. It's going to put some humic into your soil. But for a little plant, I'm probably not going to do that. And the reason is because as wood breaks down, it actually uses nitrogen to feed the bacteria that are breaking down the wood. So in such a small space, I don't want to actually be stealing nitrogen from the plants. So big bits of wood like this, in this, I'm going to say bye. Okay. So that's the one thing, is that, you know, when you have potting mix, remember it's got a whole bunch of different things in there, soilless, you know, coconut coir and whatnot. But you know, when you get those little bits of wood, I would recommend that you think about getting rid of them again, just so that all the nitrogen can go to the plants. And then, boom! I don't know, maybe it's maybe not as perfect as a fit as I was hoping. But again, right now it's a work in progress. I could probably find another pot for this. But for right now, we'll just leave that guy as so. I'm going to give these a big, I'm actually not going to put them in the pots right now because in the tray, I'm going to get these downstairs under the grow lights and I'll bottom water so that the water is being sucked up straight through there. Hi, hello! Straight up through the bottom. It'll give a nice slow wicking action to the water rather than like pouring and having, dirt come out the bottom, right? So we'll kind of leave that and do that as we go. All right, so let's get someone else's Swiss chard sticker off of the previous pot. And we'll get some potting mix in there. And this one here, we're going to put in this Goliath. And get that guy tucked in there. Add some of this coconut. Actually, we watched Beetlejuice last night. It was my daughter, she's 8, and she was like, she really wanted to watch Beetlejuice, but she was also like really scared because like, you look at you look at Beetlejuice and he looks a bit, off, right? Anyways, I'm like, no, seriously, come on. It's not a horror movie. There might be some startling points, but you're not going to be scared. You're not going to have nightmares. It's an awesome movie. Anyway, she loved it so much that we got back from fishing today. So we left early, right? Like we woke up at 5. Well, our alarms went off at 5. And then we ended up waking up around 5:30, get ready, I made the lunches for us type thing. And then we head off to pick up my cousin. And so we basically left the area. We've been up since 5:30, but we left here at 6:30. It takes about an hour to get to the conservation area where we were fishing today. And, she's out there, like a trooper. It's cold. So, we actually had some... she moved away from the fishing and just started like playing there was like a big hill of... A hill. Doesn't matter what it's made of, but it did have a lot of rocks, and she was having fun with that, right? Then she did that because then she's moving around. She's running up the hill and down the hill. So, she's tuckering herself out, but at least, like I said, she was also getting, some warmth. And so she's KO'd on the drive home, the entire drive home. So an entire hour, she's sleeping in the car as we get back home. I pick her up from the car, carry her into her bed, and she kind of wakes up as I was trying to take her jacket off. And then, and like in this groggy state, she's like, no, I want to watch Beetlejuice. And then she was back out cold again. So, and she's still sleeping, but it's like, it's been a few hours. So, guess she needed it. Winter, where are you from? Okay, that's all right. Oh, Western Washington. Oh, right, of course. That's in your friggin' name, isn't it? The Wandering Winter. Am I right? Wandering Washington. Let's see here. So I don't think you were on before, and also, we got some Russians online, not real Russians, just Nikolai Volkov. So I was saying this is the Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, and so we've got a 3-day weekend. Kids are home. No, Garden Tears is the farm name. Okay. So we've the kiddos are at home for the whole weekend. Not at home. They're always home, but they're out of school tomorrow as well. So we're going to be heading over to my folks in a little while for some Thanksgiving, just a simple meal. We've got some cousins that are visiting from the States, so they're up here, and we're just gonna have a little tiny Thanksgiving. No turkey apparently today. No one wanted to make the turkey. And so there we go. That was one plant, $6 plant, $5.99. I now have 3 plants that I can sell. And like I said, I took probably 10 cuttings from this one plant as well. And same thing, I probably got 10 cuttings from this one as well. So hopefully I'm going to end up with, somewhere in the 15 plant range, so long as those cuttings all root properly. And I'm going to say that's some pretty good bang for my buck, right? So now, right? And actually I have these other ones that are even bigger and more full. They were on sale for $3. And so same thing, I'm going to probably, now they don't have as long of runners, but I could probably get from the plant probably about 3 cuttings to root, and then the plant itself is similar to this, that I'll be able to split it up. And yeah, hopefully some people at the Christmas market actually want to buy some plants. So otherwise, it's all a moot point, and I've just got a whole bunch of plants. It's not really a bad thing. All right, so let's try to tease this one apart too. This one, I'm going to start working on the roots because, again, I want to keep it as stress-free as possible. And move it down. So try to wiggly. This one's actually coming apart a lot easier, so far anyways, than the last one, comparatively speaking. But yeah, you know what? This is like wrapping right around. So I am really glad that I got these. I might go rescue some more plants from them. It's the nursery. Like, they're doing a good job. It's not like they're neglected plants, but still. Oh shoot! Oh, where did that go? Oh! It was there, but then it went away. No, I'm gonna have to watch whatever you said after. I don't know how to see this. Anyways, and this is something too that someone was telling me. They're like, you know what? What you should do is actually stream on your computer. Use your cell phone to moderate the stream, and then that way I'd be able to always see what someone wrote, because that just kind of disappeared. So I'll read it after. But yeah, maybe you were saying you already knew about the Canadian thing because being in Washington and being so close to BC, you maybe get some people traveling this way or that way, or you have friends across the border. And again, I cannot stress this enough. Like, I know it's so easy. You watch other YouTubers and they're just gonna, I said plants are great presents. Yeah, they really are. And one of the things I'm gonna try to market as well is I'm gonna have them as like, gifts for your teacher. You have a basement greenhouse? That's awesome. Oh, I guess I do too. What am I talking about? Yeah. So I'm gonna have them a little bit like, gift for your teacher kind of thing. So I'm trying to root some mint as well. Like, I have this big mint plant. And I took some cuttings. They're not looking like they're gonna. I may have cut them because they were an outdoor plant. They may have already had too much time into this fall weather that they're already kind of shutting down their enzymes for that kind of thing. Because I've had them in water and they're not looking like they're gonna shoot out roots. But I was really hoping, because there's another YouTuber and Facebook guy that I love. He's from Texas, Urban Gardening with Gray, and so he did this thing last year. I think for him it was the end of school, like in June, and he rooted out a bunch of mint plants, and then had this message on to give to the kids' teachers, and it was something like, thanks for your encouragement, and he had all these words that had the mint concept, and it was pretty sweet. And so I was like, hey, that's a great idea. Like, I can probably, piggyback on the whole idea that this is, Christmas time and that kids are going to be out of school soon. And so let's get some potted plants for teachers to keep on their desk. How's it going? Okay. I'm on video, so if you don't want anyone to see your face, then stay back over there.
We're gonna leave.
We're gonna go soon?
We're going to, when we just get ready.
Yep.
Like, almost right now.
Almost right now. Okay.
going.
All right. Well, I best say farewell to everyone, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. I apparently have to wash my hands and get in the car to go to Thanksgiving dinner. So I wish you a farewell. I thank you very much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.